Hi, Amy, and thank you for coming to Country Ovens.
Oh my gosh, thanks for having me. This is such a cute little place. Everything cherries, let me tell you, you name it,
We've got
it.
Yeah. We've got it. We've got anything from cherry marinade to cherry barbecue sauce, the original dried Door County cherries, right here.
It's just a cute little store, and I've got the cherry lotions on my hands, but I'm ready to get cooking. So a lot of people, when they come here, they stop and pick up a bag of dried cherries, which I happen to love. Throw them in salads.
Yes.
There's so many things you can do with them. But we're going to show you a couple other things that you can do once you get these wonderful bag of dried cherries home.
Right. What we've got, I'm going to show you a way to kind of bring the cherries back to life, to reabsorb some of the moisture that they've got. So what we're going to start with is, in the pan, we're going to do about half a cup of dried cherries.
Okay.
To that, we're going to add a half a cup of cherry apple juice.
And that is delicious. We've been sampling that today. Cherry juice is really good for you. Everybody talks about how it's good for arthritis and things like that.
It's very good for you.
And it tastes delicious too. My daughter Ireland's somewhere in the shop sampling away. So basically the cherry juice and the dried cherries and a little bit of brown sugar.
Yes.
So this is a way to, not just use the cherries as dried cherries, use them in sauces and all sorts of other things.
Correct. But this is how you get them plump again and juicy, and it really holds on to that flavor. It becomes a base sauce.
So bring it up to a simmer and let it cook for about how long?
About 20 minutes. Okay. You're going to let that simmer for about 20 minutes.
And so here we have it right here. This is, you can see how plump they really almost look like the cherry pie filling.
It is. They get nice and big and plump again.
Yum. Great flavor. Okay, so we've got some onion sauteing. What's the first thing that we're going to do?
The first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a glaze for butternut squash.
Okay.
And what we've done is we're sauteing some onions in a little bit of butter, and to that we're going to add a little bit of ginger, some basil, and a little bit of ground clover. So we're going to add that in and get those oils from get those oils going again.
Okay. Now we're going to take a little bit of that base sauce.
We are. We're going to take some of the
plumped up cherries.
And I'm actually going to grab this over here. I'm sorry.
You bet.
And I'm going to take some of that juice and some of those cherries and pour it right in here.
So it's going to have a kind of a sweet and salty taste.
It's real savory. Yeah. It's like a real rich savory taste.
You can smell that. Amazing.
That clover really brings out the tart cherry, and it's just great. And what we do with this then is you kind of boil it down or simmer it down, reduce it to where it's almost a glaze.
And then we've got some butternut squash that we've pureed.
And this was already done ahead of time, so I'm just going to add that in just to get a little bit more and heat it up.
Okay.
It becomes like a syrup. And that we're going to add right on top of the butternut squash.
I was thinking my husband loves acorn squash, so that would be great on
that too.
Yeah, acorn squash too. So that's dish number one. We took that base sauce and
reduced it down, added some savory ingredients to it, some spice.
Okay, so what else are we going to make with this base sauce?
Okay, well, what we're going to do is make a real quick and easy barbecue sauce, cherry barbecue. What we've done is we pulled some of our simmered dried cherries and juice out. And to that we're going to mix quarter cup ketchup, some brown mustard, horseradish and vinegar.
Then we've got some spices here, some cayenne pepper, a little bit of garlic.
Some garlic and some onion salt.
Okay, mix that together.
Mix all this together.
So again, you have a little bit of spice, a little bit of sweet with that cherries.
It is. It's a real nice blend. A little heat.
So grill up or cook up, saute up some chicken breasts, spoon this barbecue cherry sauce over the top, and wow. Just chicken can get so boring. This is a great way to jazz it up a little bit.
It is.
And what's for dessert?
For dessert, we've got some, it's a homemade pie fill actually is what it is, and we've taken our cherries, we've thickened it with just a little bit of cold water and flour. Then we've added some cinnamon, some ginger, and a little bit of pumpkin spice.
Yum, it smells delicious.
So now what we're going to do is pour this right into these little tart cups.
And these are already pre-done. You can get them right at the grocery store. You don't even need to bake them. You can if you want, but you don't have to. So fill the little cups. Or even easier, you can do it over just vanilla ice cream.
It's wonderful.
Oh, you can see how it just thickens right up there. Smells delicious. And this is a new thing you guys are doing. This is really fun. It's a line of cherry sprinkles, and this one happens, they have different blends. This is a maple sugar blend.
It is, and it's fabulous right there on the butternut squash.
So they're basically dried cherry mixed in with some other fun things.
They are. We've got them in the dried cherries with maple sugar that you just had. We've got the original dried cherries right there. We've got some with chocolate.
Ooh.
Some with almonds.
Yum.
That's the chocolate. You've got to throw that right on top of the ice cream.
Sounds good to me.
Lots of it.
Maybe a little over the tarts too.
Perfect.
Well, this place is a little bit off the beaten path, but it's certainly worth the, if you're going to take a nice Sunday drive, come on out here.
Yep, we're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. Weekends we're open. You have to call in the winter. Make sure we're still awake. We're not snowed in somewhere. But yep, we're here and we're got all the cherry product you could possibly need.
And lots of samples too.
Yes. Thank you so much, Amy, for coming.
Thanks for having me.